Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to vidIQ. I shouldn't say welcome back because a number of you every week tell us, no, this is my first time here. Don't welcome me back. That's rude. Welcome to especially everybody who's new to this live stream. We are vidIQ, and one of the things we like to do every week is look at your channels. We pull up a whole bunch of channels, and we give our feedback. We try and do our best to give you advice and help out as many people as possible, because by learning from by pulling up one channel, everyone can learn from that channel. So that's what we do. We'll get into a little bit more of that in a moment, but why don't we bring in Rob, because I ran out of things to say. How's it going, Rob?
Hey everybody, Dan. Let's keep putting people in the chat who are saying hello, hey guys, what's up, let's get started. Dan, what can I say? You actually launched a live stream 10 seconds ahead of schedule, which must be a first. We are giving back to our audience after taking away so many minutes on previous live streams. But of course, since we are live, it does mean I have one small job to do.
Now I can't make the screen big.
There we are. And since I am only co-hosting this week, I'm being very unprofessional and I'm eating while we're on a live stream. Now, folks, let me know, has anybody ever had one of these? I don't know if it's just a UK thing, ice gems, but they are delicious. They are basically a bit of biscuit with like icing on top. And I tell you, oh, they are delicious. So now you're going to have to enjoy me crunching away as Dan continues the intro.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Thanks for eating on the live stream into the microphone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is ASMR, right? Yeah.
Give it a tutorial.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started. I got cut off. I got cut off when I was eating my ice gems. Look, Dan, I've got at least one fan. Oh yeah.
Real quick, we should just acknowledge that you can become a member of the vidIQ Nation if you would like, and you get some access to emotes. DD Aerial Photography just became a member, so thank you. Enjoy your emotes. And yeah, so that is one thing you can do. And then if you give us super chats, just real quick, we will not be reviewing channels based on super chats. We're happy to answer questions or say hello, but we cannot put our super chats or our channel reviews behind a paywall during this live stream. For people with money and who also would like some one-on-one help. We'll get to that a little bit later. So, Rob, are you ready to look at the first channel?
I am, but just remember, if you do become a super chat, if you do become a member of the vidIQ Nation, like DD Aerial Photography, who now I can't bring back up for some reason, so we'll just go to the other person, Gamer Girl 23, you get your own custom sound effect for 1 week only. And this is Girl Gamers 23's sound effect. Yes, absolutely. But other than that, Dan, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll go to our first channel now. Again, 2 forums down below. The first person to submit on the non-gaming forum this week was Animal Sensei with 519 subscribers. I wonder, with the views they have on some of these videos, if they have the watch time to be in the first tier of the YouTube Partner Program. That'll be pretty interesting. They may be there or almost there. This was an interesting channel to see pop up as the first on the list because, as you can see, their first videos kind of blew up for them.
Yeah.
What are your first thoughts on this?
Well, where else can we start but with phenomenal thumbnails, right? Let's be honest about one aspect of the thumbnails. They are AI generated in some ways or highly furnished with AI, but they do look absolutely fantastic, and I think the text works very well on them. Usually we would have the red text on thumbnail alert, but Dan, I think you'll agree here that the red text contrasts pretty well with the thumbnail colors in the background, so no problems there. And using red and white really do draw your eyes to the text after you've picked out the fantastic animals in there. I guess one thing I may ask here is, what am I getting myself into when I click on one of these thumbnails? Because the thumbnails are very artistic and beautiful, but when I click in, I'm actually seeing real footage and some graphics as well. All of that looks pretty good. Voiceover, Dan?
It is human enough sounding to where it tricked me if it is AI.
Okay. Then all of this on the surface is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I haven't got any complaints whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what we do is go back to the channel and just look at the first couple of videos and see what the tens of thousands of views there in the first two. Maybe it just takes time for these videos to pick up traction, and maybe they didn't get off to a great start. But they're getting comments as well. So if you can see there, Dan, through one of our tools, actually, you can see, compare views in the first 28 days. If you scroll down just a touch more, you can see that in the first 3 days, there wasn't much traction at all. But then it started to pick up audience. And so YouTube was testing it with new viewers. So, fingers crossed they'll do that for videos in the future. I guess what I want to look at was like the two videos that have performed really well. They're based on a bear and a tiger. So do bears and tigers get significantly more views than, say, a honey badger or a hyena? So the actual animal within the topic might be important as well. But I've rambled a bit there, Dan. Have I stolen all of the thunder from this channel and you've got nothing left to add?
I don't have much. I think there's my first thought when I saw these thumbnails was AI as well. That's not to say humans couldn't create this imagery, but like the thing I wasn't seeing is like an animal with 3 eyes or 10 digits on one paw.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a chance it's not AI, but it did definitely have that vibe to it. It has that level of like, huh, if not, I have to imagine these take forever to make, but yeah, I thought there was just a lot of good here. I think maybe this is just a matter of, like you mentioned, kind of patience. These videos are the oldest videos. They happen to be the most viewed. Perhaps in some time, we see this video catch up to these videos. Because if you notice, the views kind of trickle down a little bit, right? Like, and the more you get into the backlog, with the exception of this polar bear video, the more you start to see the views kind of like taper off, depending on which way you look at it. So what I'm saying is one of these two videos could start kind of a watch session whereby people are like, I liked that. That was a quick video with a lot of cool facts. Let me go check out another one. And then because you have this nice backlog of content, they start to go through and see the other videos. One thing you could do, if you're not doing it already, is put up an end screen. There you go. So you are doing that. I don't know what this call to action sounds like. I'm going to listen to it real quick. So what they are kind of inviting people to subscribe and things like that. What I would say is that I think, especially given how short your videos are, you're going to need a lot of shots at the target to get people to subscribe, right? Like you gave people like 2 minutes of your time and they're not quite sure if they want to subscribe yet. But what you want them to do is keep getting addicted to your content. So instead of saying subscribe, I think what you could be doing is drawing more attention, know ahead of time which video you're putting here and draw a lot of attention to it and be like, I did a similar video about polar bears recently. You're not going to believe how many kills the average polar bear gets in its lifetime. Check this out. Like a little quick like tease there. And that could be like the way people go, oh, that's interesting. And they click into the next thing. And before you know it, they've watched 3 or 4 of your videos. And then they're like, maybe I'll subscribe. I want to make sure I catch the next one. So try not to burn this call to action. When you give people 2 choices, you're going to give them decision fatigue. This is not a lot of time to decide between 2 things. Like just focus on the end screen and like try and like get them into another video for sure.
Decision fatigue. I like that as a phrase. I'm going to guess, Dan, given what we saw from one of the hooks, the thumbnails, certainly the channel focus and the cool channel name, this is not the creator's first dance in the YouTube studio. And it looks like one of those template channels for how to create a faceless channel. Because I'm guessing that the footage that they're collecting comes from a variety of different sources. And They've maybe got a script writer. As you say, maybe the voiceover is professional, not AI. Yeah, you see BBC there. So, we've covered this kind of extensively in a couple of videos with Noah Morris. So do check them out if you want to learn more about how these facialist channels can, I guess, skate along the right side of copyright in this respect. So yeah, make sure to check out those videos. But yeah, great start for the channel. Just keep it up. I mean, the channel's 4 months old. They're now creating videos like maybe once a week. I would say after 6 months, they're probably going to be close to monetization. They're on the right track. Is there a potential ceiling within nature and wildlife that makes it harder to build an audience fast? Because there's nothing trending. There's nothing viral potential. It's going to be a slow burn, I would imagine.
Well, I want this channel to stick around if they are watching, because there is another channel we're going to look at that has some similarities, just to give you guys a bit of a heads up there.
Nice.
But we're going to go to the first gaming channel that's submitted on the gaming forum. Again, for anyone just getting here, there are 2 forums down below. If you would like us to review your channel, you need to fill one of those forums out. This is Vanderzz Who. Now,
it's also the guy who knows about ice gems as well.
Oh, they did mention that? Okay, so this channel is really interesting to me for a few reasons. It's the most niche channel I've seen in some time, because it's not just a Doctor Who channel. It's a Doctor Who themed channel that focuses specifically on the TARDIS in a game called Garry's Mod. So there are mods in Garry's Mod. People kind of like add their own content to the game. And the entire channel is dedicated to this one type of mod and reviewing it like over and over and over again.
We audited a very, very similar channel to this. I'm sure it's about Doctor Who and Garry's Mod, but the thumbnails and the titles don't look familiar.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the same channel.
I did wonder if this was that creator, because I didn't remember which creator it was that you just mentioned. I wondered if it was the same person who decided, I'm going to super niche down. So when we say to niche down, I would say you have to keep one thing in mind. That is the potential ceiling for your content. You will hit a point where you run out of fresh TARDIS mods. They're not being updated or whatever it might be. You're like, I'm in the mood to make a video right now, and there's like no new thing for me to cover. People who play one game on their channels run into this all the time. You're going to run into this even faster. And just given the amount of videos you posted in like a year, it's clear to me that like there might not be a ton of like content ideas here. Now, when you do post, you get some pretty good views for a channel of your size.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're not at their ceiling yet, Dan. I think they still have room to grow. In what a new phrase I've learned here after going to Vid Summit and watching a session from Paddy Galloway is total addressable market. And let's just say the total addressable market for this creator is Doctor Who. But then what they've done is taken Doctor Who and gone to focus solely on the TARDIS. So that reduces the total addressable market. And then what they've done is niche down even further into the TARDIS in video games. So the total addressable market shrinks even further. And then they've gone for a specific game, which is Garry's Mod. So the total addressable market, which could have been 50 million for Doctor Who, reduces down to maybe, at a complete guess, 75,000 people who may be interested in the Doctor Who TARDIS in this particular game.
Yeah. So my one thing I wanted to let this creator know is like, listen, if you have ideas, let's say you have a whole sheet of ideas, and let's say that you have a plan for this channel going forward. Like, stick to your plan, keep going. But if you feel like you've hit your ceiling at any point, there's a few different things I think you could do. You could be looking at the TARDIS mods of different video games. I know Skyrim has a big modding community. Minecraft definitely has TARDIS mods. There are games that are similar to Garry's Mod in that vein, where you can mod the crap out of it, and a lot of people do stuff like this. So that is one area you can go. You could also start a Doctor Who fan channel where you're talking about the upcoming specials that are coming out and all the new things happening there. Like, those are two different roads, two completely different roads. But that is like, if you ever get to a point where you feel like, I don't know what else to do, if you're coming to us and saying, what do I do next? I niche down a little too much here. You got to kind of pick one of those like lanes. I would say the video game, obviously, like the video game mods is the closest you can get. But there are plenty of Doctor Who fan channels that do very well, and they talk about things they're excited about, speculate, all that fun stuff. So that was like my big observation. The Portal TARDIS mod tells me that maybe there's like layers to this, because Gary's mod can be really like, you could do a lot with it.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like Minecraft in Gary's mod and the TARDIS, and like there's layers to this too, and you have like a lot of ideas. So I don't want to discourage you.
I think also, Doctor Who fans, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're reaching a big anniversary for the show, like 50 or 60 years.
60th.
So if there's been any trailers which have perhaps shown a TARDIS, like a new version of a TARDIS or something interesting, definitely think about how you can incorporate that into your content and anything else you can cover as you're around that 60th anniversary. But the important thing is, try and make that content really accessible. So not, as we say, in that total addressable market, something about the TARDIS and Gary's mod of Doctor Who. Like, how can you make a video, a title, a package, something that's going to appeal to a great many things? Like, maybe you could fantasy book the TARDIS in the year 3000 and what new mods it would have, and use Gary's mod as a canvas, but the packaging is to a much wider Doctor Who audience. That's a brilliant idea that's just come into my head.
Boom.
In 10 seconds. That rarely happens for me. And I'm going to have an ice gem to celebrate.
So I think what we're saying here is we like your titles and thumbnails overall. I think these are great. I think you do a really good job of teasing what's going to be in the video. I knew what was happening in the videos before reading the titles. Like, these thumbnails check all the boxes to me. The titles are really straightforward. They're not too long. They're just really good. Everything you're doing, I think, is really good. We're saying that we want to make sure that if and when you hit that ceiling, your total addressable market, you have some ideas going forward to try and extend yourself so that you can keep going with this channel, but, you know, into the future. And for anyone who wants to pivot their content, by the way, one thing to keep in mind is that you have to commit to whatever it is you do. If you want to do something new, you have to make a video or two about it, and you have to let it sit for a while. You have to realize that YouTube's going to tell you, hey, your regular viewers aren't clicking this as much. And you need to be okay with that, because you have to go in with a long-term strategy. So if anyone is thinking about pivoting their content in any way, just know there is kind of a point in which it looks like it's not going to go super well. You have to give it more time. You have to trust your gut and, you know, try what you can. I got problems at back.
You got problems. We got a cat loose. What's it called today, Dan? So Skyscraper Frontier Catalog. That's a bit of a
PhD
complicated name, really, isn't it? Yeah.
PhD. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Dan, for removing that.
Oh,
because we got to do Rob Wilson's at least one
super chats.
Part of, not yet, no, it's Rob Wilson's self-indulgent part of the live stream, of which there are many this week. Even though I'm not hosting, I still somehow have this privilege.
You're hijacking my live stream.
I am hijacking your live stream to talk about video games and what we've all been playing this week.
Trespassing.
So do let us know in the comments what video game you've been playing this week, as well as telling me what sound effect this is from my gaming history. This could be the hardest one we've done yet, because it's like that. Super quick. And here it is in 3, 2, 1. Did you get that? Maybe I need to do it again. Dan seems to think it's a farting noise. It is not.
It's a farting noise. It's definitely.
This is from a video game. But the question is, which one? And while you think about that, and let us know in the comments, Dan, what have you been playing?
Oh, now I'm really depressed. Because I don't know. I haven't been playing much at all. I've been watching a lot of TV and just hanging out.
You're boring when it comes to this section these days.
I am.
You
Sorry.
Still play video games.
Sometimes I play video games.
What have you been watching on TV then?
What have we been watching? There's all kinds of good shows, like a lot of TV shows, you know, that I can't think of even one right now. But there's ones I don't want to mention. Just let's say these TV shows. Get Apple TV. They have the best shows.
Great. Dan's fantastic in this section of a live stream. So what I've been playing is still Saints Row. It's been glitching out a little bit on me recently, whereby I stole a hot dog van and I drove the entire length of the map, and then the game crashed, so I had to do it all over again. That was quite frustrating. Still playing on Pro Evolution Soccer 4, the 20-year-old football game, which is the best football game ever made, and I won the league with the Czech Republic. Nobody's going to know about this, but Jan Koller, who's like a 7-foot giant, but can also control the ball and is like a assassin-like finisher, striking-wise, he won the league for me. 35 goals. Brilliant. That's what I've been playing this week. What is that noise? I haven't seen anybody get this right yet. So I'm just going to keep playing it throughout the rest of the live stream until somebody gets it right. Right, Dan, do you actually have a genuine guess for this sound effect?
That is definitely the sound of you know in Pong where the ball is going back and forth and it hits the little that.
You're wrong. 4 frames per second is close, if not correct, because I remember this noise when you get hit or hurt in Kung Fu. It was very similar, but according to where I found this, this is the I got hit, ouch noise from Link in the original Legend of Zelda.
Oh, a few people said Legend of Zelda, I think.
Again, I didn't see anybody say that.
No, but I wasn't sure if that's what they were playing or they're guessing the sound. That's like the one flaw. Here's a Legend of Zelda person.
There we go. All right, so some people may have been right.
The flaw with this segment is that you ask them for 2 things and they don't know which to type.
I give them 2 calls to action, which is like a cardinal sin of YouTube, and yet I am guilty of it. Anyway, you're right. Here's a nice gem to enjoy.
That was a terrible prize. Now we have to listen to you eat. Great. Glad we played that. Okay, next channel is Ronstoppable. I hope you're done chewing because this is your channel.
It is. Right, okay. So
that you submitted.
Let's take a look at the packaging here on some of these videos, Dan. First of all, repeating thumbnails.
Yeah.
That's your first room for improvement. Secondly, titles are very much like what you might use for file names, video file names, as opposed to creating curiosity for the channel and the journey. Now, interestingly, Dan, if you just scroll up, you kind of get a hint in their channel name. Sorry, not their channel name, their channel handle. Fat guy getting fit. I'm sure a lot of people can get on board with that struggle and that journey and that wish to lose weight and get fit. So I would like to see that emphasized and encouraged more on the channel banner, which, as you can see, is cut off. I think it says fighting off our demons, which is a bit more broad and vague when it comes to the specific goal and challenge and wish of like-minded viewers on the creator's journey. And then here's the worst thing I've seen on this channel. Now I'm kind of picking it apart a little bit, but there are just so many low-hanging pieces of fruit that this channel could improve on. Dan, just click on, thanks. Just click on any video which I haven't already clicked on. Damn, that was a bad example. Right, let's go back. Let's go back. Right,
this one.
No, oh well, okay.
I'm seeing a problem myself. I don't know.
Right, yeah, okay. Right, this is it. All right.
Okay.
So he's pumping his mind, gets up, and he asks people for a call to action, like the video, etc., etc. This takes up a good, what are we saying, about 15 seconds. Now, usually you wouldn't want to have that as an intro. 18 seconds. Okay, let's pick another video from maybe not the first couple. Oh,
it's the same.
Exactly the same intro. Exactly the same intro. And another one with exactly the same intro. And all it is a call to action to like the video and subscribe. So for this channel, 3 things that they can start work on is, oh, look, it's camera's done its funny thing again. Why did I turn off the gestures on my camera? What you need to do is create a custom thumbnail for every single video that you make and make it more appealing to your audience who are wanting to lose weight. Make the titles more attractive to your target audience because, for example, the one that says buys and tries for the win, arm destruction, that to me feels more like a video that appeals to gym rats, you know, like people who really want to tone their muscles, not necessarily an audience that wants to lose weight I think there's a very different audience there. Now, maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I sense that this creator wants to lose weight and have people follow them on that journey. And I don't think that title necessarily appeals in the right way. And again, the title is still a bit bitty and so on. And then those intros. You're using exactly the same intros in many of your videos. Dan played the first 2 videos, which had different intros, but they looked as if they were both exactly the same as well. So the cardinal sin of like the repetitive intro. If you were on Netflix, people would be clicking on the skip intro button on all of the first parts of the videos that you're making. May look fancy, you may be really proud of it.
Yeah.
But it's not delivering on the hook. Sorry, it's not delivering on the packaging and the thumbnail and the title. If we've got to get through 23 seconds of it, it's a simple thing that could be fixed.
That is a big thing. We see a lot of channels use branded intros like this. Whenever we say branded intros, this is an example of what we mean. This is like, I put this on the front of all my videos because I want to brand my videos. So this is, just remember, if we ever say branded intros, this is what we mean. Here's what I love about this channel. This person is obviously somebody who is fitness first. They are food first. They are fitness first. And what I mean by that is, you know how to meal prep. You know what you need to do to get fit. YouTube is something that you're kind of still like, I think, learning, hence why you submitted your channel. This is a really good place to be, because a lot of people come to us and say, hey, my channel's not growing. Why isn't it growing? We're like, what do you do on your channel? And they're like, I don't really know, a little bit of everything. Because they just want to be YouTubers. Like, that's like their first goal is like, I want to be a YouTuber. And they miss the part where they have to do something on YouTube that they're passionate about. So you have the focus and the passion already, which is so, so good. And that means you are a step ahead of so many creators that we see all the time. So to me, this channel has very simple fixes, or at least what I would interpret as simple fixes. For them, maybe they would disagree. But here's just my list. Rob, you already covered a lot of this, but titles and thumbnails. One of the things I noticed immediately was, you know what today is. Now, I like this thumbnail for a food haul video. Like, I went to a certain grocery store and this was everything I bought. There are a lot of those out there, and that's what this thumbnail looks like. The problem with the title is, I don't know what today is, because I'm potentially a new viewer who's just found your channel for the first time. So you need to be really specific about what all that is. Is that a food prep video? Like, my 10 easy steps for prepping a week's worth of meals would be like a little bit of a long title. I'd workshop that, but that's kind of what I want to see as a new viewer. I want to know what you're going to do, because right now it seems like you have about 50 people who are like into what you're doing and following you very closely, but we want you to have way more people. We want new people coming into your world all the time and following you on this journey. So that is like my suggestions. Get rid of the branded intro at the beginning. I know it looks really, really cool. It does. Get rid of it. I mean, you can put it if you just got to have it, put it at the very end of the videos, but look at your retention, because people will skip stuff like that. It's just not something people enjoy. It's not bringing value to them. They clicked on a video and they were greeted with one of your intros that isn't bringing value to the video. Don't ask people to subscribe at the beginning of your videos. We've already covered that as well. We haven't done anything yet. To sum up a lot of what you said, Rob, just some really quick, like, here's like what this channel could be doing today to make, I think, some really significant improvements to their views going forward.
I'm glad you were the good cop in this channel audit, because I just laid in there with three punches before identifying that clearly the creator is passionate about what they're doing and they want an audience to join them on that journey. I'm not going to say simple fixes, but obvious fixes that they can start tackling today, like immediately. Yes. Like, you have permission to stop watching this live stream right now if you can think about making better thumbnails and titles. You don't have to spend the next 2 hours watching us. Spend that time on the obvious fixes.
If you want to know what it looks like to see thumbnails that like make a clear point to a viewer, you can stick around, because that's like, we have a lot of examples of that coming up where people have like really targeted new viewers on their channel. So I don't remember if this next one is not an example of that. It's like that, because this channel I chose. This is FourLoaves, and FourLoaves has been on YouTube for about a decade, and I know that because I looked at their oldest videos. I saw how many subscribers they have. I'm like, that's kind of cool. How many videos they have? I'm like, all right, they've been around for a while, and their latest view counts are kind of low. And you can see it's a little bit random. We got some animations. We're looking at different figurines. We're talking about Jolly Ranchers and backpacks. And when you look at the description, welcome to my mixed content channel.
Ew. Right.
Someone who's really owning the fact that, like, hey, I'm not going to niche down. And that's why you're here. So when I clicked on oldest, like, what do you think we're going to see?
I think they're going to be focused on something, but I don't know what.
I'll give you a hint.
Nature, then? Traveling outdoors, camping?
Okay. Oldest. Sorry, I meant to say popular.
Ew, popular. Right.
Their most popular videos, one of them has over 1 million views, 4 million views.
That's an outlier, isn't it?
Heron eating a catfish. A turtle watches. I mean, talk about title and thumbnail. Everything that's happening in the title is happening in the thumbnail. It's exactly like as advertised. People clicked on it. It's a 5-minute video. It's from 8 years ago. They have other videos that were in the thousands. And all of their videos that have done well, other than the Halloween one with that one outlier, like, were about outside, nature, things like that. So for me, Rob, very simple advice. I think you have a lot of passions. I think you have a lot of things you enjoy, especially the animation stuff really intrigued me. They are like dabbling with that. These are all different channels, and starting and maintaining a lot of channels is a big, big responsibility. However, if you're trying to just kind of find your place on YouTube, you should be starting an animation channel. You should be starting perhaps a boxing channel. You should be starting a channel where you review figurines like this. And whichever channel that you enjoy the most, whichever channel that you feel like is doing the best and or you enjoy the most, that's the one you're going to stick to. That's the one that I want you to put all of your energy into. So I will encourage this creator right up front to start different channels and try them out and make sure that you are focused on different things, or one thing for each channel, right? Animation, so on and so forth. Because I know that, like, with mixed content channel, you're just trying to say, I like a lot of things and I want to put them in one place. But as YouTube channel reviewers, we're going to tell you that's really difficult in terms of growth.
If they do that, though, Dan, given the current outputs, each of these channels is going to have one video every like 2 or 3 months, because the posting cadence isn't huge. It's one video every 1 or 2 weeks.
They could delete these channels though and kick off the new like these videos. And kick off the new
delete the videos. Yeah, they could certainly do that if they wish to. I'm just curious. What about shorts? Are they into the shorts game right now?
A lot of stuff, but then when you go to popular, you have like the nature videos sticking out.
Yeah. Well, hang on. So popular. If you go back to popular, they have just one massive outlier. Again, that heron attacks large catfish.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the entire channel is based off of that one video, both in terms of long form and shorts.
Yeah, which is really interesting. And the thing you have to understand is that we just talked a little while ago about building up watch sessions on YouTube. This is the nature channel I teased before. You are bringing in people who want more of this kind of nature style content, animals doing things. And it seems like you travel a lot, it seems like you have a lot of footage, you can create a whole channel like this because people might today be watching this video and finding you for the first time. And then when they see your latest stuff, they're not sticking around because it's not about what they originally enjoyed. So that's why mixed content channels like this don't work super well without like a really solid strategy behind them, without a through line, something that connects all the videos. So that connecting tissue is missing from these videos.
I think it's time for a very, very fundamental question for this creator. Having been on YouTube for, as you said, Dan, a decade, hundreds of videos, channel focus lets people learn all over the place. The question to the creator is, what do you want to get from what do you want to get out of this? What's the goal? And really think about why you're on YouTube and why you're making videos. Is it because you want to help people decide which is the best backpack to buy on a budget? Because there are a couple of videos on that. Is it to entertain young adults of age between 12 to 20 with curious animation? Is it to educate middle school students? about nature and wildlife? The answer could be yes to all of these, in which case there's too many goals being set right here. And as a result, the channel is just completely stagnant right now. So yes, everything we said beforehand, Dan, is correct. But I think ultimately the creator has to answer this question for themselves. What do they want from YouTube? Why are they on YouTube? What is the goal? And that might help them decide all of these strategic questions for the channel.
Mm-hmm. With such a big backlog of nature videos, and these ones have some pretty decent views too compared to what we saw earlier, this seems like a problem that solves itself if you go back to making this style of content. So, just our 2 cents. Of course, we could talk about titles and thumbnails, but we have quite a bit already. So we'll move on to super chats because we got a bunch of them.
All right, super chats.
Yes. So we already said hello to Gamer Girl, who's a new member. Thank you. And then we have Horizons Forge, who says, just got fully monetized this morning. Quick question. Congrats, by the way. I changed my niches. Should I delist old, particularly relevant and successful videos to refocus my audience?
I'm confused by the phrase partially relevant.
Oh, partially. I thought it was a particular. Sorry.
Oh, partially. Okay. So if they're still partially relevant and there is enough crossover in audience, I would be really thinking hard about unlisting those videos. And remember, always unlist the videos. Never delete them. Sorry, private. Don't remove the videos from the channel because you don't want to lose that data from the channel. But it is a challenging question. If you're finding that many people are still watching this perhaps evergreen content and your new videos are not gaining traction, that may be a audience issue in that they're discovering this piece of content and then expecting that from your next videos, which you clearly say are not the case anymore.
It really is about like committing your audience. Have we seen this channel on our channel yet? I think we talked about it. I don't want to spoil anything if we haven't like talked about it yet. No. Okay, this was an internal conversation. I found a channel that is doing like documentary style, video essay style content on like the rise and fall of different creators and different companies and things like that. But before they were doing that, they were playing RuneScape. And they left all that content on their channel. One day they just pivoted. First it was rise and fall videos about RuneScapers. And then that kind of like made them step into rise and fall just in general. And now there's no RuneScape on their channel. It was a gaming channel. Now it's just video essays, documentaries, whatever you want to call it. So it was really cool to see that. And they didn't need to private their old content. They left it there and they just committed to the pivot. That was the biggest thing they did. They committed to that pivot. And when you look at their video history, it looks very organic. You can see how they got to where they are today. So you can private things if you want to, but maybe if it's a really strong enough pivot and you're not going back, you maybe just keep going. If it might not be something you have to worry about too much.
Commit to the pivot. I like that.
Animal Sensei gave us a super chat. Thank you very much. And they said that was their first channel. They do all the work themselves. The old videos have horrible audio quality and you do the voiceover yourself. The thumbnails are AI. I'll try to make
Yes, I was correct.
Nice. Thank you, Animal Sensei. I was going to say the audio quality of your latest videos sounded good. So you meant your oldest videos. When I first saw that, I'm like, oh no, your audio quality was good.
Very, very well done. In fact, incredible work if this is your very first channel. I mean, my guess is you must have done a lot of research prior to starting the channel to have packaging like that. Interesting that they say the horrible audio quality is on the older videos, which have actually done well. So my question is it still your voice on the newer videos? Because I'm wondering if you changed voice, maybe that's one of the reasons why the videos isn't performing as well.
They said they do the voiceover themselves.
On all of them, okay.
I assume.
Yeah. By the way, you don't have to answer this with another super chat. I'm not trying to ask you questions back so we just keep having a super chat conversation. I'm just curious about why the older videos, which they say have terrible audio, and I'm sure we'll all agree that audio is the most important thing in video, typically speaking, those videos have more views. But yeah, Animal Sensei, like fantastic packaging, fantastic channel. If it is indeed your first effort,
Design Burst.
22 in a row, I think, or 23.
Is it okay to not use text in the thumbnail? Our title, 6 Ways to Change Your Room Size Visually. We only show 6 photos of different room designs.
I would say in a perfect world, you would never use text in your thumbnails because you'd want to convey the message through visuals because they are so instinctive and fast versus text. But it's a very hard thing to do. And like, I'm not going to deny that we here at vidIQ often use text, try to lower it to what, 3 words, 3-4 words maximum. But it is a very hard thing to communicate a message through visuals alone. So I guess as an ultimate goal, no text. 6 photos sounds like a lot of elements. Sounds like a montage or a mosaic of a thumbnail. And remember, that thumbnail is going to be tiny.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 images, 3 might be better.
I would say for me, if you didn't want to use text, it'd be a split screen image of one of the tips. So for example, imagine like a room, there's two rooms split down the middle. On one side, maybe this side, is a chair, but it's facing the wall. I don't know. I don't know what your videos are like, but let's just go with me here. This chair's facing the wall, and the other chair is facing the proper way a chair should face. And so you're basically like one side will like say like don't do this or whatever. Without text, you could do like a red X or something, and the other one have a little green check mark on it. You know what I mean? So you don't have to do, just because it's 6 ways to change a room, you don't have to show all 6 ways in some form or fashion. Yeah. You can just show one little tip to give me an idea of the types of things you're going to be doing in the video. And split screen thumbnails are great, like a before and after or something like that.
It could even be like an image of one room with an arrow pointing to something.
Yeah.
Like, that one thing changed, like the I can't do quotes because it'll just. I'm going to do them off screen.
For you.
Yeah, Dan. Okay, room size. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. It took too long to try and deliver that.
It's really confusing. Okay, Esther, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Goat Daddy and the fam says we did our first live stream this weekend. Congrats. Had a blast, but definitely a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah.
And do you all recommend doing live streams to increase watch hours?
So in order for them to count, you have to keep the live stream public. And I still don't know this, Dan. Like,
I don't either.
Does the watch time from the live stream itself, like the 600 people are watching now, which means that we're getting 10 hours of watch time every minute. Does that count to watch time? And I can't answer that because the YouTube support page doesn't make that clear.
We don't know.
If you watch the live stream after the fact, so as a video on demand, then yes, those hours do count. Yeah. And you can get watch time bombs from your live streams. But I would try not to worry about whether or not the watch hours count. You're doing something for your community. You had a blast doing it. I always like to know what was the technical snafu that you had on your first live stream, because everybody always has something go wrong. And just keep doing it and experimenting and testing. Have fun with it.
Yeah. One tip for anyone who does live streams is if you can make those VODs viewable. This is where you don't look at our channel and try and like copy what we're doing, because we don't do this.
We're just lazy. We cannot be bothered.
Imagine if the first channel we selected every week was the premier channel for this live stream, right? Like we focused our title and thumbnail for this live stream around one person's particular channel because it has like such a mind-blowing tip we're going to give. Like, we could do that, and more people would probably watch the live stream when it was a VOD because it would be more appealing. Like, it would look like we're going to talk about different things live stream after live stream. But the templated way we do this every week, and the way our team functions right now, we just do not have the time to like do that for every single video. But if you can do that, you can change it after the fact. That's legal. You can do that. It helps with people watching afterwards. And you can see, even though we don't do that, still 870 watch hours, 5,000, almost 6,000 views.
And this is after the live stream, right? These are not live stream statistics.
As far as I'm aware, yeah. So this is really good. Like, people still watch it to this. Look, in the last 60 minutes, 17 views. Like, people are still watching it right now. So they will do that. Leave your live streams up. Any advice you've heard about keeping them up and how it hurts your channel, that's very outdated advice. Keep your live streams up. YouTube has separated them on your watch page for a reason. Keep them up.
We have at this point probably 300, 400 live streams public on the channel. I've been doing this since 2017. So yeah, oh, that's interesting. Dan, go to our channel for a second and go to live stream. Can you sort by, no, I mean, not in the analytics. If you go to our channel, so if you just click on our channel button, yeah, and then go to lives, can you sort by oldest? Whoa, look at that. Some classics there. Hangout. Yeah, Friday Feeling. Yeah, I used to do the chats. I can't remember when. So as you can see, I started doing channel reviews fairly quickly. But I did a Tuesday channel audit. Oh, please don't, Dan. This is embarrassing. Oh dear. Oh no. What have you done? What have you done to me? But yeah, look, check it all out.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, sorry. What were we talking about?
I don't know. Next super chat, please.
John's Game Club. Most of my shorts do between 400 600 views, but one did over 15K last week. How do I analyze something with that large of a difference?
Check traffic sources for first port of call. Just see if there's any external entry points other than the shorts feed. Average view duration. The swipe away analytics. See if that's any different to the numbers on your other videos. What else, Dan?
I was going to go with the more like, I guess I'll call them common sense ways of looking. Like,
sure, yeah.
Watch your latest short that got 15K views and watch the one before it, and ask yourself in those first few seconds of each one, like, what was the big difference to someone who's just scrolling, who's brand new, never seen it before? Because if your short starts and the title and the thumbnail seem like very obvious to the person who's scrolling, they're going to stop scrolling it, because people need to know what's going to happen in those first few seconds. People's brains work very quickly, and they can tell if they're going to want to stick with something or not. So that's the biggest difference to me. Like, you probably did something in the beginning of your short that made it feel like, wow, I know exactly what's going to happen. I want to see this through. But that the analytics Rob mentioned are what I would look at too, just to try and draw some comparisons as well.
And if it is just one outlier at the moment, it could just be YouTube doing its YouTube Shorts thing and being a bit random. I still think that is something that can catch viewers out, catch creators out with YouTube Shorts. Like, oh, finally I figured it out. I've gone viral. YouTube Shorts is a bit weird. Let's see if you can repeat that first.
Ronstoppable. We looked at your channel a little while ago. Thank you guys so much. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your channel.
Send us your channel in 3 months so we can see if you've improved the thumbnails, titles, and channel intros.
Dr. Dark Tales, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Traveling Beyond Boundaries became a member.
Bruh.
Ginger Ale became a member. Moto's Danger Squad gave us a super. Thank you so much. Eddie. Improved my sub frequency from your advice. Thank you. Question: would it be advisable to change my skits to a different game while still making my main content? It's hard to remember your channel off the top of my head, so I don't know how to advise.
Off the top of your edited. Nice.
So when you say a different game, I'm a little bit confused. Do people expect you to play multiple games? Like, it's kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to look, but I don't want to like set a precedent for pulling up channels based on super chats.
If the game has something relatable to the main content that you're playing, I think that would be acceptable. Like the crossover stuff, like versus, or like if there's a joke from one game that naturally transitions to another game. You see, Dan's looking in the background now. He's trying not to reveal this, but I can see from the open browser that Dan's doing a bit of a search in the background.
But even I remember the channel, but even looking at it now, I'm like, skits. It's hard to know what like is a skit and what's not. change my skits to a different game while making my main content. It seems like there is a tolerance for multiple games on your channel, so I don't think it's going to hurt anything, because that's what we were talking about earlier, was the connective tissue between videos, right? The fact that you're taking kind of similar-ish games and doing like comedy and things like that with them, that's the connective tissue. People that aren't watching because it's Elden Ring, for example. It's because you're kind of doing a similar thing in all the different games, and the games themselves are they would appeal to a similar audience, in my opinion. Hopefully that helps. Wine and Diner. I succumb to YouTube promote. Oh no! Where do you have the Darth Vader? No! Exactly. It's 1,000+ subscribers, useless subscribers from a campaign. Is this repairable? Is there long-term damage? I don't know if there's long-term damage. I wouldn't say. Maybe I don't know if anything's broken, but time will tell. If you're getting less views than we were getting before the campaign, then maybe something's broken. Ultimately, you just have some numbers on your channel that are frustrating to look at. That's what I think.
This is a YouTube algorithm. I can answer this question. No, you're screwed. Give me more money.
Yeah.
Money, money, money. And I will give you more subscribers. Thank you.
I don't want to be mean here, but listen, don't use this thing. Don't, unless you have a product to sell. I'm zooming on the wrong thing. Unless you have a product to sell or a service that you offer, this is for advertising. This is a thing like ads on TV shows. Like, no one is looking to click on your channel when it's served to them forcefully. Want to grow organically on YouTube. I'm not trying to scold Wine and Diner here. They're already in enough.
I think seriously though, I don't think it shouldn't. Like, it would be ridiculous if your channel was forever handicapped now by you spending money to get some subscribers.
Yeah.
I think with good content that appeals to a target audience, that will grow your channel in the long run. So just try not to beat yourself up that you have these 1,000 subscribers who may never watch your content. It is what it is at this point.
So we saw that one. Then this one here. I'm not sure how to say those words.
Right, let's give this one a go. Come
on. Are you doing
Tartarugas Mediterraneas y Cagados. I'll give myself a 4 out of 10.
Okay, I can't tell either way, but thank you for the super. Appreciate it. I'll do this one. Tuna No Crust Garage. Became a YouTube member.
Emotional damage.
Causing emotional damage everywhere. Is that new member? All right, so now we are into a super chat exchange of conversation with Animal Sensei. Cool.
On the old videos, I recorded on my phone, and now I've got a proper microphone. Maybe my pacing changed. My audience retention is at 40-50%. Is that so? That's bad. No.
I would think the videos were between 2 and 4 minutes. So
yeah.
I think it's about slightly under average, maybe. You know, it's not terrible. And it's good that you're identifying what your audience retention is. So start to really drill into those graphs and see where does the audience abandon my content.
Yeah.
It's like we've just been through some consultation with Tim Schmoyer's team, and like they will look at like a dip for 3 seconds and they'll try and identify what happened there. We're going into such granular detail.
So what I will say is like 40-50% for 2-3 minute video. That's not great. At first I forgot that your videos were shorter. What I would say though, is that what you can do, something you should start trying, is to tease like something like there has to be some kind of known big fact that you're getting to, because it's just kind of like facts about animals, right? If you can somehow make this into a story that's like, you know, it starts off where you're like, and you won't believe number 7, but it's not listicles, but hopefully you kind of get where I'm coming from. If you can somehow do that, people will stay to the end, because maybe you build it in such a way where it's like building up to like the most epic thing about the polar bear or whatever it might be. Difficult to do, but if we're talking about retention, this is stuff we're doing at vidIQ to try and determine how we can get better retention on our own videos. What kind of stories can we weave into our content? How can we position our content so that it, you know, gets people to stay with the video? This is the most, I think, the most challenging part, but the most important part of YouTube and the most rewarding part. If you can get that watch time, that retention, your videos will spread. People aren't clicking off of them after they watch like halfway through. That's a really good sign.
You know, I'm just thinking about this Animal Sensei channel, Dan, that got reviewed first on a live stream, and now we're answering all of his super chats. And yet there are other creators who say, I've been on this live stream for 17 months and I still haven't been audited.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Hopefully you're taking notes. We have more super chats, but we are going to get back to those creators who are getting increasingly frustrated that their channel is on the screen. So let me reset here in the background. I want to show you something fun that we did in the Discord. And yes, this is us getting to another channel. Just wait. Yeah. So every so often, Victoria, our community manager, loves to like put something in the Discord for you guys to respond to. And the person with like the most votes can get a channel review. So this week it was a meme competition. This is just one of the ones people liked a lot. This is not the winner.
I like memes. But
here you go, Rob. I thought you'd appreciate these.
I want to give credit to Alexi for giving me the idea of taking these pictures. Because I'm using them a lot in the community tab now, and they always get a lot of likes. So it's cool.
Can I get a channel review? Super chat? No, don't do that. Wait for the claw. You know, you'll see the claw in a moment here. And then one of the people, there's actually two winners. There's not normally, so don't get used to that. But this was one of the winners. It was just so good. And we'll get back to the other winner in a moment. I'm hopefully associating these winners with the right channels. It should be this one, NewWave. They are, I believe, a gaming channel with, 1.6K subscribers.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're playing some Grand Theft Auto, some Dark Souls, some Rainbow Six. I would say these are like in a similar vein, these games, they are playing some different games, but they are, similar to one another. Could be the same audience. BO3 Zombies Challenge. I'm not sure what game that is because I don't play that game. And the thumbnails, when you look at these, are very chaotic. They're trying to communicate utter and complete chaos. I think my favorite one might be this one. Hilarious GTA 4 funny moments you won't believe happened, and you got the car about to run into a person. But I think execution is where we're kind of lacking on this channel. I can see that they're putting a lot of effort into them, but it's just none of these on the surface communicate that clear message that I'm looking for.
I think the connective tissue here, or the through line, which should allow the creator to play all of these different games, is that there's a dank meme style to them. And what we mean by that is when a creator is trying to inject their content with funny stuff that all people can associate with, and using different video games for those funny meme moments. But as you say, Dan, given that they've been using this style for about a year now, the traction isn't quite there yet. So maybe it's because the thumbnails and the titles don't have enough of a shock and awe spice to them for this type of entertainment / skit / comedy content.
Yeah.
I could be reading a room wrong here, but that's kind of what the gist I'm getting from the packaging.
I wish I had an example to pull up of a channel that was in this vein, because it's really difficult. I don't watch a lot of channels like this, but I think, there's nothing wrong with these thumbnails from like a design standpoint. You can kind of, if you look at them, you can kind of see all the elements, they stand out. But one of the things that gets me is like, so arachnophobe versus spiders, it says kill it with fire in the corner. But when you click, you have this like voxely video game. But the thumbnail doesn't really have any imagery from the game in it. I can see it kind of in the background, blurred out. But people don't know the game that you're playing. I'm guessing it's called Kill It With Fire. People don't get that instant recognition of the game Kill It With Fire. So when you miss out on the thing that makes the game the most recognizable, like, because the game is the thing that's going to help sell you to this audience. So no one's clicked your video before, but they recognize I play that game. And then they'll like see what you're doing in the thumbnail with it, and it'll look kind of funny, and they'll read the title and go, got it, arachnophobe versus spiders. So I kind of feel like you might be overthinking some of these thumbnails, is I guess what I'm getting at. Like you say, it's Dark Souls, but you're not using imagery from Dark Souls in the thumbnail. But people who play Dark Souls know what Dark Souls is supposed to look like.
Do you
that's
think,
the biggest thing.
Dan, this creator may benefit from watching the video we published on Friday last week, which was a conversation with Spiffing Brit, who, and I'm paraphrasing immensely here and maybe misquoting, but for a channel like this, they probably want to find a game that is underserved by the gaming community right now, and then start finding all of these fun things, because it feels like they're trying to find, I'm not going to say hacks and exploits, but silly and stupid things that happen in the games that they're playing.
Yeah.
So, for example, GTA Manhunt might be a series of videos where you're just looking at ever more crazy stuff that happens in this game and making a, let's say, a 5-video series on that.
Yeah. This was like the most views we've seen in a while too.
Yeah, it's the outlier.
And look at like the thumbnail. This one is a little more clear, right? The word hunter, the word runner. If you've ever seen a GTA Manhunt video, you kind of already kind of know what's going on. It looks like GTA, and then the title helps kind of sell it. People clicked on it from here. So this, like, more of this stuff, you know, less of this stuff. And then I just wanted to point out, like, we've done like we've been on a run with thumbnails lately. We're trying to help you guys as much as we can. This video is about a specific Canva tool that you can use to make thumbnails, and this is a step-by-step tutorial. If you're like, how do I even make a good thumbnail? John will help you out. This video is us chatting with Spiffing Brit. It was a really good conversation.
Just mouse over it again. Even though Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
B-roll for the win.
Thumbnails come up, but a lot of different topics come up in this video. And then this one is about how people overcomplicate their thumbnails, kind of like someone that we're seeing here. So check out the latest 3 videos, especially here on our channel. And then the other Discord meme winner.
Is that how you spell knives? I got distracted then. It's not with an F, is it?
I don't think it's knives.
V, right? That's not a knife. This
we got another meme winner.
Is
here.
a knife.
I think
that's a tripod.
I can't focus.
Sorry. You've watched Crocodile Dundee, right? And a Simpsons parody. Oh, never mind. Just carry on.
No. I haven't seen a lot of things.
You've played Knifey Spony before. What are we looking at, Tom?
Another meme.
Okay.
So yeah, watching other people's videos for fun, researching video ideas and editing styles. This is the struggle, I think, for a lot of YouTube creators. Suddenly you can't enjoy content anymore. It's Joyful Foxes. This is a Minecraft channel that's doing some pretty incredible things with titles and thumbnails, especially in their latest content.
Yikes, yeah.
Execution is brilliant here.
I've always wanted to do, the zoom in, as I've done in Steve is Stronger Than You Think. That's really impactful. And our design, I can't remember the name of the channel, even though they're on a 22-week Super Chats streak. They were talking about using text in thumbnails, and they've just used one word in this thumbnail, and that's effective.
Yeah.
They maybe could have even got away with using no words. Maybe they could have used like a tonnage, like 100 tons or something. But anyway, yeah, Dan, fantastic thumbnails. And they seem to have just upped their thumbnail game within a space of I would say, what is the probability of you beating Minecraft to unbelievable trick to beat Minecraft in half a minute? That's just like a revolution in thumbnail design for this creator.
It is. And you can, if you scroll down just a little bit, does this look familiar to anybody? I'm not saying, I'm not saying, have you seen the channel before?
Bruh.
Does this type of thumbnail look familiar to anybody here? Are you making thumbnails that look anything like this right now? Because listen, look at the journey. Like, you had some pretty simple ones, and then suddenly, split screens, but the text is a little cut off. We fixed the text being cut off. Now we're putting interesting builds in our split screens. Suddenly the font is getting more readable. And now we're using a shader pack and really simplifying these thumbnails down. Like, Jeff, is this somebody who's in our coaching program? Because look at this.
Well, I'm not familiar with this particular channel, but I love seeing the journey and I love seeing the improvement in their thumbnails. Like that's always something fun when you go back through a channel's history and you see like, hey, look, they're actually paying attention. Hey, look, their titles are improving. Hey, look, their thumbnails are improving. And obviously if you watch the videos, you'll notice that they're going through a journey as well. So I love to see it, to be completely honest. Like especially when they have that Rick Astley up there, like, come on, man, who doesn't want to click on that?
I've just realized as well, Dan, the Stevie Stronger one, 25,000 views. So was that an increase of quick maths? What was that, 10,000% on the previous video, which had like 200 views?
Wait a minute, what do people mean Jeff just appears? I've been here the whole time. What are you guys talking about?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
You guys have not been paying attention.
Yeah, what's
really rude.
You guys got to
Please
wake
don't
up.
be rude to Jeff. Gosh.
Yeah, get your coffee in.
Yeah, it means they're taking notes. They're working hard.
That's what it is, yeah.
My advice to this creator is very, very simple. You had your viral moment and then you had a 5-month break. Whatever that was, cool. You've come back and the next video is done really well. It's still 1,000% more than your current subscriber count. So I'm going to ask you to commit to consistency. Now, what is that for you? I don't know. I'm going to say 1 video a month. That's what it feels like the cadence should be for this channel. So if you can make 3 more videos by the end of the year that are of a similar quality to the 2 that you've recently made, you're going to hit your monetization requirements pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. So, Joyful Foxes. There you go. Thank you. And before we move on to all the other fun things we have to do, we got a whole live stream ahead now. We've been here for an hour. We're going to be here for another one. If anyone here has been looking for a little bit of extra help with their channels, maybe you have some specific...
Dan, just one more second.
But I was getting into it. Okay. All right, fine.
All right, now you can continue.
All right, thanks. If anyone here has been looking for some very specific help for their channels, right? We have a lot of channels. You can learn a lot from looking at other people's channels, but you might have some questions that you want answered about your specific videos, the content you're doing, what you're doing on your channel. We have something for you. It is our vidIQ coaching program, where you can get one-on-one coaching from a human being. Yes. Thank you, Rob. All you need to do is go to get.vidiq.com and learn about coaching. See if it's right for you. You might get in there and you might realize I'm not at this level quite yet, and that is okay. But listen, there are limited seats here. So if you do feel like this is for you, you want to get in, because the last time we did this, it went quickly. So just be aware of that. Once it does go, there'll be a wait list. You can sign up for that. You'll get an email when more spots open up, and you can always check back a few days here and there to see if more spots have opened up as well. Anything to add?
We have one of our esteemed coaches right here. That's him, yes, Dan. Jeff, you can tell us a little bit more about what you do as one of the awesome one-on-one coaches here at vidIQ.
Yeah, so basically, we are essentially a partner with you on your channel, and we're helping you out, guiding you step by step. We have created a program that's going to help get your channel to the next level. And obviously we work towards your specific goals. And, obviously we like to keep things actionable, everything that we can control as creators, but it's so far an excellent program. We're seeing great success, and the team of coaches, it's not just me, mind you. We have an amazing team of coaches, some amazing creators that are a part of this, who really, truly, absolutely 100% care about creators, because they've been where you are. So they understand it. You have somebody that's going to be with you in the trenches, getting you to that next level. So it's definitely an amazing program. I love being a part of it. And if that's something that's right for you, definitely check it out. If not, no worries, because you have our squad right here where we do the live streams, where we're dropping videos and getting a lot of information, a lot of value for free. So it's for different people, different strokes for different folks, but it's an excellent program and something that I wish I had when I was first getting started on YouTube.
And the price, I still believe, is at a, oh my God, we're going to bankrupt our own company giveaway value, right? Which is $99 a month. That's correct, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's still right. Yeah. And that includes vidIQ Boost as well. So you get the top tier of software, and then for an extra $50, you get your own one-on-one coach who you can have many wonderful and beautiful conversations with. So Dan, just remind us of the web address.
It is get.vidiq.com. Just go ahead, you can use the link below, type it into your browser bar, check it out.
And the last time we did this, we offered this on the live stream, which is a few months ago, like just gone. Like immediately we were booked up. This thing is
sold out pretty much in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
there we go.
Act fast.
Act fast. Okay. We have a number of things to get to. We got random channels coming up. We have something else that Rob is going to distract us with. We got super chats. Rob, I'm going to let you pick. What do you want to do first?
Let's do some random channels, then.
Random channels. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, here. It's the CLAAAW. The CLAAAW will help us. The CLAAAW will pick our channels randomly for us. All we need to do is go to these two forums. Again, they're linked down below. It is, let me go to one here. It is the non-gaming forum and the gaming forum. 377. We got 434. Let's do a non-gaming channel, number 434.
I love that Gaming with Debbie, who is part of the vidIQ Nation, is just throwing out the pick me claw emoji right now. Good work. Good work.
She understood the assignment.
Yeah, that's what those are for.
Minecraft as well.
We're not going to know you want your channel reviewed unless you use that emo. That's true. That's a true story. 178 on the non-gaming side.
Get your emojis out for the live stream.
Iceland Adventures.
Okay. 4,500 subscribers I saw there as well.
Look at that. Iceland Adventures.
Oh, Iceland
as promised.
Beautiful.
They did say shorts, right?
Do you know what the capital of Iceland is, Dan?
Is it that noise that you played earlier for the gaming?
No, it's the answer in the quiz that we had, the Jeopardy AI quiz, when you were trying to pronounce that place that you just couldn't.
Yeah, let's bring that up.
In joke.
All right, so they said they do mostly shorts.
All right.
So we have what I assume was one that was probably uploaded today. We got popular. They have some pretty significant ones here. And this is so cool. Like, you have access to a place not a lot of people get to visit, to a lifestyle that not a lot of people will ever get to experience. And you're taking advantage of that. And I think this is really, really cool.
It looks to me, though, just from the most popular shorts, that the audience is most interested in when horses appear. And that sounds obvious to say that. But if you scroll down, Dan, I'm wondering if like the lower viewed shorts are more about like Iceland nature. Like, you would assume the 4K volcano lava flow in Iceland would be a millions of view shot. Let's just click on that. We got to have a look at that. Like, is that their footage? If it is, oh my goodness. Wow. But it's that classic example of when people on the channel are expecting something else. It kind of can suppress those hidden gems.
Well, when I see something like that, it was just some music. I kind of feel like there's an opportunity here for you to talk about this a little bit more. Like, I'd love to hear your voice in the background explaining, like, this is the such and such volcano, and it erupted the other day, and no one got hurt, but like, you know, we got these cool shots. Or just, like, tell a little story while showing the footage. I think that would get people more likely to like stop scrolling, you know? So if there's sounds off, they get to just enjoy the footage. If there's sounds on, and maybe you have captions either way, it's kind of like what is this footage? Oh, they shot this footage. It's from this certain location. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you could do both. You could have voiceover and you can have ASMR-ish, where it's just the sounds of nature kind of a thing. See which one works better.
Yeah, absolutely. This one, Rob, I feel like this one is like a searchable short.
Yeah.
I bet you
could
they're
be getting
getting
search
views
traffic
from search, which is really interesting. That is something we're noticing with shorts. They can be very, very searchable. YouTube is pushing these in search now. So if you have tips for like the different things you use on your land and things like that, you can absolutely make searchable shorts.
Did that short have any commentary, or was it just music?
Just music. I didn't watch the whole thing, but
Okay.
it sounded like it was just going to be music.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And there is a description, which is it how YouTube formats it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
YouTube.
well,
What the heck?
Links
That
don't
is
work
a
anymore,
word
do they?
wall.
I like how it opens on the side. But yeah. So in any case, definitely some opportunities here.
They might want to, if they can, use the link, to link to a long form piece of content. Well, are they doing any long form stuff these days? Or link to another short. You can do that, right? From everyone knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, there's a tool in the back end of YouTube now where if a short is relevant to a long form video, you can actually link in the short to that video.
Related content, is that what the tool's called? I think.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, I just wish there was a bulk tool to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
I have so many that link back to the same videos that I'm like, I have to go through and do each one by one. But yeah.
they said they're mostly focused on shorts, but what I would say is that you have like a lot of long form videos that you are uploading. I think a lot of the advice we've given for titles and thumbnails today is something that could be relevant to you. Just I think the execution on these could be a bit better. And you may not get people watching from your shorts to watch your longs. That's always difficult to do. But it seems like you're still doing a lot of interesting stuff. So whatever value you can bring to the long form audience, I would keep working on titles and thumbnails. And then the messaging behind the video, like why should I watch this video? Sometimes you're just riding horses and it looks pretty cool, but you have a lot of equipment and a lot of stuff that a lot of people probably want to learn about. So can you kind of like talk about horse trailers, for example, like the best ones that you've used, the worst ones that you've used, like things like that. There we go. That was our first randomly selected channel. We'll go back to the CLAAAW. We'll see that gaming channels have 393. And we will reset the CLAAAW and see what we got. 298. That was super late.
Yeah, I was checking something in the background.
It's also a channel that's focused on shorts. And let's see, Subway Surfers games, endless funds, rewards, and tricks. Okay.
That is an old game, Subway Surfers.
Yeah, the latest shorts though were interestingly enough.
What game is that? Is that Subway Surfers?
Is it?
It is, yeah.
If we go to the description, it was uploaded October 17th, which is today.
Right, okay.
So I'm guessing these are like outfits that it says
Yeah.
outfit. Yeah. So these are like different outfits people can unlock. And I can see the value behind that. That's kind of interesting. Just getting to see like, hey, this is what this looks like on this character, especially if this is like microtransactions. We have to buy them. Pretty consistent views. 2,000, 3,000. What's the most popular though?
It's very simple. You know what you're going to get. It is, I don't know, Dan, if you heard any commentary or anything when you clicked
music.
on one. Just music. It is 100% reliant on the IP of the game.
Yeah.
So I think, Jeff, this is one of the big one-on-one coaching questions, isn't it? And something I've asked earlier on in this live stream. What is the ultimate goal of this channel? If it's just sharing interesting clips and outfits, and you just want to share everything you love about Subway Surfers, fine, no problem. But if you want to grow a loyal audience and perhaps monetize a channel and turn it into a business, I think with this type of content, the creator is going to struggle. I don't know, Jeff, if I've kind of phrased that in a kind of blunt, harsh way, but when you ask this question to creators, do you phrase it in a more interesting way, or is it like, what do you want to get out of your channel? Like just being super brutal and honest and transparent about the question.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to like two things, right? Which is, who is it that you're trying to make videos for, and what value do you want to bring into their lives, right? So basically, what is the value proposition? What is it that you are giving me as a viewer? And this is a question that I wish more people would focus on at the very beginning, because this is something that would have been a game changer for me personally and for many other channels, because it lays the foundation, right? Everything that you do moving forward on YouTube is really going to be based on who you're trying to make videos for and what value you are bringing to them, whether it's entertainment, whether it's telling them what type of products to buy, whether it's giving them tips and tricks on specific video games, whatever it might be. But that's one of the things that you want to establish early, because that is literally the bedrock of what your channel is going to become. So if you don't know what that is, if you don't know who you're targeting and you don't know what value you bring to them, then this is where we see a lot of channels sort of floundering. They might gain some subs, they might be getting some views here and there, but they just don't have any strategy, and they're not going in any particular direction. You know, so that's one of the things that I feel is most important to ask early on.
So a lot of interesting conversation here. I'm not sure where this channel goes. Like, the Subway Surfers is probably going to continue to get like less and less popular as time goes on. They could make a sequel. I think one thing this relies on is, you know, like you said, it's just like relying heavily on IP. We would love to see what it would be like if you were to put your voice behind this, to give some commentary of some kind, to give some different tips and tricks. And then, are there other games that, like in the future, when this one finally does like not perform the way it is now, are there other games similar to Subway Surfers that you can kind of, you know, find and go, oh, a lot of this like reminds me of Subway Surfers. I want to try this. I feel like you'll hit a ceiling if you haven't already. But we did talk about that earlier today.
Yeah.
Bunch of super chats. We can't ignore these any longer. We'll get back to channels in a moment. We have one from El Maestro. Started with my woodworking shorts, short or long form. Depends on what your goals are, what the video's about, who it's for. Anything to add?
I didn't quite understand the question. Like, started with woodworking shorts, short or long form.
I think they're saying they started the channel with shorts. Should they move into long form, or should they just continue doing shorts?
I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Especially if you started with shorts and you notice that there's a pattern of specific shorts that did better than others, then those would be my first candidates for long form versions of those videos. But absolutely, like, why? This isn't like an either or. Do both. Why not?
Eddie's back. Awesome advice. Thank you as usual. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate you. And now,
how would you pronounce that channel name, Jeff?
Oh yeah,
Eddie Ed.
Wow, sweet.
Oh, okay, fine.
No,
make us look stupid.
No struggle there from Jeff.
We got one from Tuna.
Oh, all right. So for this one, I like
my man.
$100 super chat. First of all, let's say that. Now we can't audit the channel, Dan, but I've given you the link in the private chat. Like, we have to at least bring the channel up and celebrate this channel using the tools,
because they didn't ask.
And like, they're past 500 subscribers.
Listen, we got to celebrate the name. All right.
Just
shout out
like,
to Fast and Furious and Paul Walker. Rest in peace. Tuna No Crust Garage. That is a chef's kiss of a channel name.
But I mean, come on. Is that the biggest super chat we've ever had? Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you for the support. All the free advice we're given here.
So they've been a member for a while now with vidIQ tools. Since using vidIQ tools, I'm averaging nearly 80 to 90 subs per month, just past 500 milestone. Appreciate it. Lastly, I cover a few topics and split them up in individual playlists. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's the move. I mean, what do you guys think? I think that's the way to do it personally, especially if we're talking, let's say theoretically you're keeping it all automotive, right? Or all garage related. Then yeah, the different things you'd want to have them in separate playlists. But also remember not to split your content up too broadly either. So that's just a thing I want you to kind of keep in mind. Like, let's not just talk about anything just to talk about anything. Make sure that if you're going to kind of keep things motorsports related, keep it motorsports related. Because I see a video in here where there's like military stuff.
Yeah.
You know, some of this stuff just doesn't make sense. So I really want you to focus on who your audience is and start narrowing that focus. And if you still want to make videos about other random stuff, channels are free to make. Throw that stuff on a different channel. But keep this channel, especially considering that it's growing, moving in a single direction.
The playlist should also be titled as video titles as well, not just
Agreed.
drone footage, poker. Again, who's going to click on that and be interested?
Yep.
And overall, I would say anytime you're spending on playlists right now, throw that concept in the bin and focus on titles and thumbnails, because the thumbnails looks as if they needed a lot more work than organizing playlists at this point.
Yes, sir.
But Tuna No Chris Garage, however you want to pronounce it, $100, like multiple thank yous.
Garage.
Riddle Renaissance became a member.
Hey.
Okay, I've still got a few sound effects here. Look like they can have that one.
Mean. It's just a mean one. El Maestro's back. Woodworker on YouTube. Shorts are not easy with so much to sift through while editing. Is sift through like a woodworking joke?
I like it.
Okay. Should I make chapter shorts? I don't know what that is. Or go straight for long form videos?
That's where shorts are like a part 1, part 2, part 3. Like
I
a
hate that,
short
personally.
series.
I can't stand it when people tease me with that. I never get to see part 2. They never YouTube. I'll watch it. YouTube never serves it to me.
Yeah, you can try that, but you can also do the long form videos and then split that up if you want. I mean, there's no reason you can't do both. It's just time, right?
Yeah.
So I would do both and see which one gives you better mileage and better traction.
Yeah, it really does seem like you just kind of got to test some stuff out. It's okay, like you don't necessarily need our permission, and you're okay to fail on YouTube. If something is uploaded to your channel and it doesn't work, your channel will be okay. Just make another thing. That's okay. You don't even have to delete the old thing that failed. Just make another thing. Keep learning along the way. You can. We've seen channels today that have been on these incredible journeys where they start out with it's utter chaos. They don't know what they're doing, and then they kind of like focus up over time, and everything's still on one channel, and everything is totally fine.
Can you imagine if that's the only advice we ever gave out? It's okay to fail. Like,
Yeah.
we'd never be wrong.
Yeah. If ever we have to shut down our channel, we'll leave one video up, and it's just the text on the screen says it's okay to fail, and that's how we bow out. Cousin Blaze, I think. I have a travel vlog, and I'm headed home for 2 months. Do you think it would be better to spread my releases out or keep regular uploads? Or should I try talking head content to fill the gap? So they have a bunch of stuff. Should they slowly trickle it out? Or should they just kind of put it on a regular schedule, and then when they run out, they run out?
I'm inclined to spread the content out so that you're continuing to create regular content that the audience is familiar with.
You can also do travel content, talking head, travel.
Yeah,
so something old, something new, something old, something. You can do that.
Having said that, I like the idea of trying something new. You're almost forced to experiment on the channel. And like I said, Dan, one for the audience, one for me in my experimental phase, I think is a good approach as well.
Yep, agreed.
Useless Build says, shout out to Jeff for getting early to review us. There you go. Shout out to Jeff. 4-star goo. Forest star goo. This is a tough one. Thank you. I started my channel last month. Upload long/short videos once a day on YouTube. I did not share any social media. Not even my friends and family is a bad idea. I got a pretty low views. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Don't.
Completely.
We all
right
do
strategy.
this in like, really closed off rooms. I'm sealed in here. Like, no one knows I'm here. And my goal is to just make videos that no one ever finds out that it's me doing it. That's true story I made up.
And here's the thing. It's a bit of a secret piece of advice, so make sure no one else is here listening from elsewhere. You don't want to share it with your friends or family because you'll get invalid traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell YouTube I told you that.
So yeah, no, try to build an organic audience. Like, if you tell all your friends and stuff and they come and support you, but they don't really watch that kind of content, now you have a bunch of people who aren't interested in your content watching your content. It doesn't help you. So yeah, I think you're doing it right. But also nothing to be ashamed of either. Just share it if you want to.
Yep. Agreed.
Alex Cam Gaming. How do I grow in a new category in gaming? How do I grow a new category in gaming? Basically, are you trying to pivot into a whole nother?
Question.
Huh?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, it's if I have to make a big assumption here and say that you are trying to go from like first-person shooters to survival Minecraft kind of like style games or something like that. Commit to it if that's the case. Just do it and don't go back. Like just keep, and you'll take the dip in views and whatever and just keep going. That's my advice. Eventually it'll catch back up. You'll get some new viewers. It'll be great. And then last super chat for now. We'll get back to some channels. Invictus. I had a question. You know the expanded YPP, the first group to get it included UK ages ago. Any reason why I can't see it? I can't see it on my content channel, but I do on my personal one. This is a tough one to understand.
So I think what they're saying is they're in the UK and YouTube rolled out the new requirements for YPP and the UK was included as one of the first countries to do that. And they're seeing the new requirements on one country but not the other. I can only answer this from a technical point of view and say, have you set your country of residence on the channel that's not showing those new requirements to the right country, that being the UK? But this is one of these tricky, I have a problem with my channel, do you know the answer? And unfortunately we don't specifically. All things being told and being correct, you should see the new requirements. So I don't know why you're not.
All right, we'll get back to supers in a little bit, but we got more channels to take a look at. We got the CLAAAW primed, ready to go. Number 222 on the non-gaming forum. 222. It is going to be Richard ERTZ.
Pew, pew, pew. 222.
Thank you for the noises there.
No worries. Yeah, they're bad.
All right. Approaching 1,000 subscribers here. We got biking content, it looks like.
Well, they're being very brave with their titles. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to be a pun. I didn't realize one of the titles said brave. It's just
I didn't either.
Single word titles don't seem to relate to the thumbnail. It's a bold strategy. How's that working out for you? And the answer is, yeah, not too bad. How many subscribers have they got? All right, so not bad.
Yeah, not great, but not bad, but still, overall, I would say okay for the most part.
I almost sense that due to the titles, these are like musical adventures in with bikes. Dan, can you just quickly confirm or deny this?
I hear music.
Yeah.
Music. Yeah, there's no talking. It's
right.
Music.
Okay.
I worry about copyright. I don't know if that was like music that they're allowed to use or not.
So immediately I'm thinking, would this be better suited to shorts content? Because can you keep somebody engaged on a 2.5, 3 minute video just from a POV biking a route? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It's just this feels more in sync. Oh, careful, dog.
So yeah, it is music and bikes jumping, and I think it does work really well with shorts. I would love to see the long form videos, mostly about your journey. I would love to know about what it takes to maintain these bikes. This is like a big thing that people do, and there's a lot of facets to it. So I could see a long form channel working if you were willing to put yourself on camera and like really take people behind the scenes of getting ready for like a big mountain biking run or something like that.
Yeah, and
but
even
just
voiceover. Even if they didn't want to be on camera, even just voice over some of this footage, because they obviously have a ton of footage, but who knows? I mean, I'm not sure where they're based out of. And it's entirely possible that, I'm not going to say that English isn't their first language, or maybe that they're not comfortable with it. They may be completely comfortable with it. This might have been a choice that they made where they didn't want to do that, but it could definitely help, considering that they already have the footage and they could do some explanations of where they're at or what's going on. I don't know if that would be a second channel type of deal. Keep this one to the aesthetic that they're going after, but I agree with Dan. There's a lot of opportunity here, especially with the amount of footage that they already have on hand.
Dan, can you just play the Rock You Like a Hurricane video?
It is that song.
So it's a POV on their bike. Can you just skip to 1 minute? Oh, okay. So they are switching the angles, because what I was wondering was if it was just POV on the bike like this all the way through. It looks cool, but after 15 to 20 seconds, you want to see another angle or another shot, and that's why I think this content may be more appropriate to shots. But they are switching the angle and having different clips throughout, so that's all right. But I still think at 15 to 20 seconds per, like, you don't need to see 3 or 4 people going down this section and having this long a shot. I think it needs to be switching every 5 to 7 seconds if you wanted to keep the viewer engaged for the entire 4 minutes.
Watch your lighting too, because I think if you had stood somewhere else to film this, we would have been able to see them a little bit better. It's just, maybe just because of the tree canopy, maybe there's just no way around that. But little things like that too. This is cool. Like, I think they're doing something really unique that not a lot of people do, and they have, again, access to a world that I don't have access to, and there is something to that. But less music, which unless you already paid for the license, you can now pay for the license to use certain songs on YouTube. Unless you're doing that, you are not going to be making money from these videos. They're going to be copyright claimed immediately, and you're just going to kind of have to eat that. You know, I would love to see more of your personality in these long form videos. I think we're all kind of like on that same page.
Oh, that's interesting. Dan, just go back to that video. Well, actually, scroll to the top. I think that our tool is telling us something really interesting here. So the channel is not monetized, right?
Oh, but the video was.
But if you go to the video,
yeah,
it is monetized, probably because you're using copyrighted music.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that angle of approach for our tool. That's actually really quite useful.
Yeah, it kind of reveals that you are indeed getting copyright claims, and you're just having to give AdSense revenue to, you know, the copyright holder.
Yeah, but I guess at their size, they couldn't collect it anyway. So
sure, yeah, they're not above 1,000 subs.
But if that video got tons of views, and then they got like subscribe or monetized, a bunch of new subscribers, people went back to old video, then you're not getting anything from it.
At that point, that's where it would make sense. I mean, once they got monetized, it would make sense for them to pay for a subscription like Epidemic Sound or Music Bed or something along those lines, where they could use music that they want and keep their revenue.
Right. Gaming channels, you caught up, 423.
Good God.
66. All right. Let's pick a gaming channel. Poison Fire Phoenix. 100 subscribers. They do gaming and Let's Plays.
Okay. We've seen these types of channels before.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. What do we have here?
Chaos has begun many times over. Oh, okay. I thought it was the same title over and over. Okay, listen, these are great games. I enjoy them a lot.
Wallpaper action.
We have a lot of videos on titles and thumbnails, and we've spoken about them today a lot. So I don't want to go into too much detail here, but you're playing an older game, and you're not bringing me anything new. When you play a game like this that has some nostalgia to it, you got to do a challenge of some kind. You got to do something that's like unique. You got to play it. You got to try and beat the game using like maybe pacifist mode. Like you're not going to use any spells, or you were going to beat it with one character or something like that. And that video needs to be, you know, have a totally different title, thumbnail, hook, pitch, everything. Like, do some research, check out some of our content on our channel, watch back on this live stream. I don't think we need to like dive too deep here.
No, just, and then the other thing, unique thumbnails. I have to say it. I'm just like, I have to say it because doing, even though you're putting a different number on them, this is freaking thumbnail wallpaper. And to me, all that shows me is that you don't care. Well, maybe it's not that you don't care enough. Maybe you're just not aware of it, but you have to put one more step of effort into this. And these thumbnails, even if it's a screenshot of the gameplay or something, I need you to put a little bit more effort into that and have individual thumbnails for these. Because right now you have the number 22 in the thumbnail and you have part 21, part 22 in the titles. We're just repeating ourselves here. So really, we got to work on those unique thumbnails, because at least the titles for the most part are unique, but the thumbnails are not. And we need to switch that up.
Let me ask you two a question. How much as a percentage do you think the thumbnail contributes to the whole video?
You know, I'd say it's the biggest thing, especially if you're doing an episodic series, because with an episodic series, you can actually repeat the title over and over again, video after video, and just put a part number. If the title leads to, like, if it tells people, like, I'm doing like a very specific thing. I'm not just playing South Park. I'm playing it this specific way. I've seen this work. But each thumbnail then has to tell the rest of that story. You know, it has to emphasize the challenge that you went through in that particular episode. So I think the thumbnail is even more important than the title in this context when you're looking at a gaming channel that's trying to do an episodic thing.
So give me a percentage.
Oh, sorry. I asked for percentage. 80.
That's all I asked for.
I'm sorry.
What was that done?
I want to explain. 80%.
80%. Wow. Jeff, what do you think of the whole package, the whole video?
It really depends, but I think 80 in this case.
Dan, I've stopped asking you the question.
No, I agree a lot with that. I would say probably closer to like 75% myself, because it's packaging. You need to have a package that's clickable to even get someone through the door, and then you have to have a hook or a topic that's actually going to keep them watching. So that's a big thing. You can have the most amazing video, but if your packaging for it is terrible, no one's going to click on it. So
man, these answers are long. Right. Yeah. Follow-up question. Right. And I want a percentage and nothing else. Just a percentage. How much time in terms of percentage do you think this content creator is spending on their thumbnail?
Ooh.
Well, you know.
I'll give it.
Gather around, VidIQ family. Let me tell you a tale.
I'm leaving this like trying to make a good point here and like. Here we are 5 minutes later, and I'm still.
It's 0.5, Rob. It's 0.5%. You already know the answer to that.
Right. Yeah, all right.
0.5.
Good. Move on. Point.
Come
really.
on now, dog.
I'm going to sulk for the rest of this live stream.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. You know it, Jeff.
20. All right.
You've done it, Rob. You've done it.
Classic Wilson.
This one's about drone videos. High up in Larder Lake. A good channel name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rob, what percentage are thumbnail?
I would say they're spending maybe 3 to 5% of their time on a thumbnail here, because I think they're just scrubbing through the footage and they're finding a good shot, but then perhaps they're failing to sell that good shot by treating it maybe through Photoshop, you know, increasing the saturation, giving it a bit more pop, etc., etc. But what's the goal of the channel here a little bit? Is it just to show off good footage?
Exciting aerial adventure?
This is super niche. But are they just taking drone shots from a very specific location in Canada?
It seems that way. That does appear to be what's happening. Way to go quiet. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the hardest channels, I think, to review. I know we say music channels and things like that. What's difficult is like there was a barrier to entry. You had to buy a drone. You have to know how to fly it. You have to probably have like aviation clearances and all that fun stuff. So there's like a lot of barriers to making this content. But when you just think about like the average viewer, really like the problem I'm having is what do I get out of this content? Are you reviewing the drones? I mean, you talk about the name of the drone in the titles, but like I think you're just going to give me footage when I click on this, like of the town, the lake. Yeah, there's no music. There's no sound at all. Like it's completely silent.
Okay.
And the shots here, not to be mean, like when this time of day or whatever, like it's too dark. Like we can't make out what's happening. And then lightens up a little bit later on, gets dark again. So I think it's great that you like have this hobby and what you're doing, but like there's no real reason to watch the videos, subscribe, things like that. We need a little more. The drone is a tool, you know, but it can be used to like making some incredible content. It's just right now you have like one piece of the puzzle.
Let's go to your back section. Is there anything which might offer as a value proposition? Oh, yeah, so we looked at this. We're all about showcasing stunning drone footage that captures the essence of our local community like never before. Share my love for cutting-edge technology and my thirst for exploration with you all. But as you say, Dan, we don't get that whole experience. We just get the visual elements of the raw, edited, uncut visual aspects of that passion. And as you say, I think it needs more from the creator to, I guess, share that passion with the audience about their love for the technology and their love of this location. And yeah.
It says music.
Music?
Just music, though.
Just music, okay.
And
that's 45 minutes long as well, that one.
Yeah. There are certain, so like you've seen walking tour videos where people kind of walk around a city and stuff like that. It is very, very dependent on the location. And sometimes you don't want walking tour videos where people are talking through it. You just want the location. So I'm not saying there isn't a market. Like when you title it like this and you do use the thumbnail you use, which this one's a lot better, there could be people who are like, I'm thinking of moving here or visiting here, and I want to just kind of get a really cool like glimpse of the area. They're going to watch walking tour videos. They might watch drone videos of the area. They just want to experience it from afar. And I'm not saying there's no market for this. Don't get me wrong, but I think it should be multiple things. You want to share your love for technology and things like that, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of videos about the technology behind what you're doing. It's mostly just shots of the drone. When I hear you say you want to share love for technology, like I feel like there should be videos of you talking about your drones, even if you're not trying to give really detailed reviews. Like, this is my setup, this is how I make my content, like some behind the scenes stuff. Like, there's so many things you can do with this channel.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm also not a fan of I get that you have the date on some of these video titles, but it makes it feel very much like a file name that you uploaded. And I don't think that's really useful. I feel like that's just wasted characters on a video title of stuff that could be put into the video description. But yeah, I agree with Dan. I think there's a bit of a missed opportunity here, and that's fine. A lot of channels, including myself, when we first start out, we don't have strategy behind it because we don't know what we don't know. But hopefully what Dan said here can give you a point in the right direction.
You know what this almost feels like a little bit? This is going to sound really harsh when I say it, but I can't think of a better way to describe this. It is a Google Drive with a public-facing aspect of it. So like somebody's put all of their drone footage in a Google Drive, they've stored it online, but they've given it a shot front. And it's like, oh, am I supposed to be watching this? Because I'm not very excited by the titles and the thumbnails. Was that too harsh? I do apologize if it was.
Especially the older stuff. That's kind of what it feels like. But yeah, it's the reason these channels are so difficult is because we can't assume what the creator is passionate about, what they want to do. We can just come up with some random ideas to try and get you thinking, but it's really like we don't have a lot to go off of here.
And here's the thing, they've got 50 subscribers, and I think a lot of the videos are getting more views than subscribers.
Yeah.
The content is being shared on YouTube, but the packaging needs a lot of work on each of these.
Yeah.
My guess is that the audience retention on these is very, very low. If like each of these are 10-minute long pieces of drone footage that have just either music or no commentary, no sound, my guess is that people are probably abandoning on average like after a minute and a half. But again, I could be wrong. I could be completely misreading this channel.
Yeah. Well, before we go to another channel, we got, again, just a whole bunch of super chats.
Oh, goodness.
People being very generous.
I would recommend people stop sending them at this point because they're not going to get read. So you heard it here first.
There's a really good chance that happens. I was trying to find that banner, but anyway, here's one from Eddie again. One more question. If I make a short from a new video I just posted, should I post it immediately on the with the main video or wait a day or two? I always feel like shorts are for a different audience. Yeah. I don't know if it matters.
My spidey sense tells me, leave it a day or two. But yeah, does it really matter with shorts and how they're connected?
It's hard to say.
I don't know. I mean, we always try and space out our content down, whatever it is. Like, we don't post a short and a long on the same day unless it's something really super time sensitive. But yeah.
Storm Chaser Eli Roberts became a member.
I'm running out of sound effects again.
Oh, I'm still reading them now, though. It's
Sorry,
God,
Sorry.
You're super chat blocking
sorry.
us.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
You
Right. So my screens have just gone blank. Like I'm just seeing white screens now.
Oh, the USB bug happened again, huh?
You
Yeah.
broke Rob's
My
stream.
graphics card has unplugged itself once again. Now I'm back.
All right. Charged Coin says my videos are 1 out of 10 when uploaded, but lose traction within a day. Any advice for this? I've tried following your tips, but it's tough.
This is normal for most people. Usually you have a spike of traffic when your normal viewers, your subs, whoever that might be, initially come in and watch, then you'll have a drop off. Depending on the type of content, some of it, if it's very trendy, if it's something where you really hit the nail on the head, it could really pop off. Or if it's more search-based content like the stuff that I make, I will see a huge spike in the beginning, it'll drop off and kind of hit a normal pace, and then it'll just continue on its way with search traffic over a long period of time. So it just depends on kind of videos that you're making, but this is absolutely normal. Like, this isn't anything to really like freak out about.
Rob, can I leave it in your capable hands for just a moment? I gotta be right back.
Yay! All right, I'm doing some super chats on that. All right, so the next one comes from Parody Planet. A quick shout out to the folks on the vidIQ community page for offering insight and ideas, especially a recent issue I'm dealing with. What a community. Cheers. You are more than welcome, Parody Planet. I won't linger too long on that one because it's just sent another one. He or she. I just wanted to give a shout out to exactly the same super chat. Did you send us the same super chat twice for $20? Thank you if you did. Apologies if you sent that by accident. But yeah, we'll say thank you and you're awesome for the super chat. And yes, the community is amazing. And the next one is El Maestro 35. I think with their third super chat. Which is better? All right, this is maybe one for Jeff. vidIQ Max or your coaching program you've promoted on live? I've just signed up for the vidIQ Coach and then saw Max. Trying to grow my woodworking channel, so to drive people to my website for more sales and customers.
So essentially, the one isn't better than the other per se. So this is just me making this clear. These are two different products that are kind of aimed at different types of learning for people. Some people learn better by having someone one-on-one. Some people learn better by having a group environment where they can bounce ideas off of not just one person, but a whole group of people. So these are different strokes for different folks. One isn't better than the other one. But you know, that's just something that I want to throw out there. Whichever one sounds better to you, that would be the way for you to go. But one isn't subjectively better than the other. I just want to make that very, very clear because they're both excellent products.
And I'm right in thinking, Jeff, that we've had people who've tried one or the other, and I thought, this is not for me. Am I okay to switch on to Max or coaching?
Yeah, or vice versa. We've had that happen.
For the better fit, yeah.
Right, we've had that happen. The downside is Max has availability all the time. One-on-one does not. Yeah. So if you're in one-on-one and you don't feel it's the right fit for you, you can always drop into Max. But if you're in Max and you feel it's not the right fit for you and you want to get into one-on-one, odds are you're going to end up in the waiting list. Now, people do get called up from the waiting list, but it could take some time. So I just want to make that clear. But yeah, that's what's going on there.
And with that, I hand over hosting responsibilities back to Dan.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, thank you for your supers. Let's go back to some random channels, which we're definitely doing. And there's nothing that's going to distract us from that, okay? We are doing random channels now, and we are going to keep picking them randomly right now.
What a smooth aftertaste that is. Absolutely trash. I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm really happy to be back after Vid Summit, where I went and made it Savage Summit. I've never been so happy in my life that all the success I've had really is things I've deserved for the longest of times. But I do have to share some pretty sad news. Where is everybody? Bring on the peoples that are my subservients. I think that's
What's
the word.
up, Savage?
What's going on there, Robbie Rob? Listen, I got something to say. Do you know what Rite Aid is? Do you have Rite Aid where you are? Or have you ever heard of Rite Aid?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Rite Aid is a pharmacy, and we have a lot of them around here. It's kind of like a lower end pharmacy. It's nice, but they just filed bankruptcy the other day. This is terrible. Listen to this. This is actually true. You can Google this. They filed bankruptcy because the federal government's coming after them because they actually that's a good one right there. That's a good one right there. Because they've been giving prescriptions away illegally. Like they say they have red flags. See, this is what happens when someone's trying to be funny in the middle of one of my things. It messes everything up. But that's all right, because I can keep moving on. I'm not worried about any kind of format. You think I care about any of that? I don't care nothing about that. So what I'm saying is, here, look, they got sued. They're going into bankruptcy because they gave people prescriptions. This is funny. Listen to this. They gave people prescriptions that had obvious red flags, like it was written with crayon or something. I don't know what's going on over there. Having said that, in unrelated news, I got like 2 or 3 bottles of Ozempic that I need to sell. I don't know how many people need to lose weight, but I got prescription size Ozempic for sale. So I just need y'all to email me at I need to lose my weight at drsavage.com, and I'll get you some really good Ozempic that I swear is not going to expire anytime soon. Real soon. What's been going on? What percentage of this show? I just need percentages. I don't want to hear anything else. What percentage of the show has been dominated by Dan? I just need percentages. I don't want a whole bunch of other details.
62%.
62%.
78.
By the way, I saw that $100 super chat. I'd like my percentage from that.
Yeah. 39.95.
Every 5 minutes. So what's been going on? I haven't been here in a minute. What kind of, show me a channel. I'd love to see what you guys are up to. You guys are so smart.
Well,
so smart.
Do you want people to say something and we pick them randomly?
No, I want to watch you guys go to work because really, I'm just trying to learn. I'm a student of the game.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess
I'm just gonna watch.
Stop it, Jeff.
Bruh.
It's Rob 2. It's Rob 1.5.
We've lost it now. All right. Well, we'll try this channel. Faye Soleil. Am I saying that?
That's someone famous. I mean, I think so, based on their banner.
All right. We have quite a few videos. How many subscribers? It is 131, 74 videos.
30. Yep.
I'm
Is this
seeing
what you guys
vlogs.
do? You just sit there and don't say anything? That's really, I mean, man, let me tell you, I'm glad ain't no one paying for this, but go ahead. I'm still listening.
I'm seeing
on the wall.
vlog style content that is based around lifestyle and, you know, just join me on my journey in life kind of content.
Yep. What's the, is there a value proposition down like in the description or channel banner? Okay, vlogs, lifestyle, self-improvement. So that trifecta of video topics, which I feel dilutes the mission of a channel. And then that kind of get that feeling and sense in the thumbnails and titles as well. So just me and my camera for 4 minutes was one of the titles there. 5 ways to be happy right now. Story time, my experience at the park.
I would say this is really interesting. 5 things to do the night before work. Will I ever learn? This is kind of a good example of like, I want to kind of just be myself and make content. And also like you can bring some people value because this is like a relatable thing for a lot of people. Like the night before work is always that for a lot of people, that stressful thing is like, how am I supposed to get anything done today? All I can think about is how I got to go to work tomorrow. Maybe you have some tips on how like to avoid that and make the most of your day. Like more content like this would probably help this channel a lot.
This was 3 years ago though, as well as the how I prepare for my work week, Dan.
Yeah.
So there was like a little theme there. So what's been the latest stuff and how frequently it is posting right now?
Comic
fairly
Expo.
frequently. Okay.
It's like about once, maybe twice per week ish.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I fell asleep. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know you guys were still talking. Are we live still?
Yes.
Are we? Okay, we're still live. I'm sorry about that. All right, I got narcolepsy.
The biggest thing about this channel is I'm just not sure what I'm going to get video after video, and I'm not sure what I'm going to get in individual videos. There, like for a new viewer discovering you for the first time, I'm missing that reasoning as to why I would click into one of these.
Yeah, that's kind of the trouble with when we do content where we're trying to tackle so many different things. Like we're going to do tech and lifestyle and inspiration and motivation. Every time you add something to it, it splits the audience further. And what we're trying to do on YouTube is create returning viewers. So when we're switching from one topic to the next topic to the next topic that are completely different from each other, is the person who just watched video A going to want to watch video B and video C? Probably not. So every time we make that split, that's going to be the issue. So one of the things is finding a way where you can start incorporating a lot of this stuff into each other, and hopefully that can get people to start coming back a little bit more, and that could start improving things. But I would first start by looking at, if there's 3 topics on your channel, looking at which one is the weakest one and calling that from the channel. But that's just my thoughts.
My guess as well, just given the video lens, is there's not much editing going on and a lot of perhaps talking head. So Dan, let's see if I can confirm that. I wasn't gonna do like a one of these conferences. I was thinking like 28 things I've learned in 28 years. I'm curious about that one. So let's just skip forward a bit. So this feels like I'm going to sit down in front of a camera and talk to camera for a period of time. Nothing wrong with doing that, absolutely. But then I think there needs to be an editing process that goes into this to take out the best bits, include B-roll, pattern interrupts, that type of stuff. That is one of the more viewed videos, though, where I think there's a bit more of a structure and like a listicle format to it.
Yeah. Well, I think we did it.
Savage is just taking us out of our stride, isn't he? Like,
I think, yeah.
Too nervous to do a proper channel on it in front of
I'm just a fly on the wall. I'm just a savage fly on the wall.
Rob, the other thing we wanted to do today, do you want to just save that for next week now?
Yeah, we'll save it for next week.
Okay. So you guys missed out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Good. Trust me when I tell you they probably don't care. Look, it's a peace time.
Right.
Peace.
Come on, so we need context, right? Why is this making me laugh? This picture. Come on, explain it.
At least the way it was explained to me by Travis was that this picture represents when when you want to be a part of the group but you don't want to overcommit.
Yeah. It was the perfect line for that.
Sorry, we had to do it.
Yeah. I applaud it. I think that was fantastic. And nobody has a clue what we're talking about, Liz, but we can just chuckle amongst the 3 of us.
Well, thanks everybody. It was great. You can leave now. We're done with the live stream. Get.vidiq.com. That's it. Any other final words?
The music's playing.
Yeah.
We've got to do some outro stuff. Is Savage still here? Like, it looks like he's frozen. Like, I can see the background image. There's something going on the screen behind, but he looks completely frozen.
No, I'm sorry. I keep falling asleep. Listen, I usually do this during my Zoom calls. I got these guys. I don't know if I'm asleep or not. Are we done?
We're done.
Yep.
Great.
Take us out.
For anyone out there that wants to buy the Savage Academy, it's available right now. And again, you get a free bottle of Ozempic. All you got to do is sign up now. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week, where we'll teach you all the things you heard this week, and you'll probably do none of them. Peace.